Good evening. I'm Spencer James at... Oh, I forgot to put my costume on. Idiot. And the wrong costume again. Oh, sorry, I was just annotating my feminist literature while listening to Claro. Now, I'm currently a single man, so I don't really get exposed to much romantic-related content online. But last week, I was doom scrolling and I stumbled across someone who I can safely say is the performative male final boss. Hold on, Spencer, what are you talking about? Well, just quickly, a performative male is a man with traditionally feminine hobbies with the sole intent of cultivating an inauthentic aesthetic that might appeal to progressive women. Like, this isn't just men who read equals bad, it's performance versus sincerity, hence the costume. So keep that in mind when I introduce you to the subject of today's video. Meet Henry Earl, a romance and relationships account, I think. It's not very clear, but what is clear is that Henry desperately needs female validation. Why else would he dress like someone who takes Roblox Dress to Impress way too seriously? What is bro even doing? Like, that outfit is crazy. Only a performative male unironically would wear that. Actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna take this shit off now. In every video, he's pretending to write something in that World War II-esque book. What? Is the key to being attracted to women to just method act as Anne Frank? Or is bro just trying to secure an audition for a period drama? But there's no way he wakes up in the morning and gets dressed like that for him. But you might be thinking, this seems a little bit tame, alright, he's just a performative male. Okay, well let me tell you this. Henry gets more and more desperate as this video goes on. Like, he goes from just straight up yearning, that's what you get when you talk about your erections on Instagram, to some weird innuendo roleplay. Stay away from my udders, Henry, please. And then honestly, he just loses the plot completely. Or how I've got the veiniest dick. God, I actually love this account. He isn't harming anybody but his own reputation, and it's hilarious. So, without further ado, let's dive into... Before we move on to the really unhinged videos, let's start off with the tame ones and move up the performative meter as we go. Normalise snitching on your friends when they cheat. I'd rather end a friendship with someone than be friends with someone who doesn't align with me morally. Guys, this might be a bit of a hot take, but can we not normalise murder, please? You know, maybe that's just me and I'm just a nice guy. Wanna sleep with me now? What is he doing in the video? By the way, like, I have so many questions. Where is he? Why is he there in every single video? And why has he got a copy of the Old Testament that he's just pretending to doodle on? What could he possibly be working on? Well, you know what? Let's try and figure it out, shall we? Let's dig a little bit deeper. Is it just me, or do y'all find it hella attractive when a female educate you on topics you lack knowledge on? They be hella invested in that shit too. Like, alright, Miss Professor. Ugh. Also female? Alright, Charles Darwin. What the fuck? Oh my god, he's so one of those guys. I love Wart Smimen, guy. What? I like smart women. I'm not objectifying like those other guys. He's totally the guy you'd bump into on a night out and he'd go up to you and go, "Be careful, ladies. A lot of creeps in here tonight." Yeah, you! Okay, now I have to go back to his fashion sense. Like, every video is another convoluted outfit that looks like something I've only ever seen a slightly racist grandparent wear. Honestly, is that what women like? Old people clothes? Is that sexy? Should we all just head down to the retirement home to oogle at the eye candy? Bloody hell. I will not be shocked if in his next video he's rocking a cane or like a walking stick or something. Bro's gonna end... Bro's gonna be walking around looking like House. Is House the peak of sexuality? Actually, yes. Yes, he probably is.
My name is House, knock on my door. I'ma kill you like you ain't never been killed before. My name is House.
Speaking of things that are old, Henry seems to be working on the Magna Carta. Oh, I've knocked my mic over. That is just a book with squiggles on it. Oh my god, guys, we found him. Henry is the author of the Minecraft enchantment table book. Also, I have to say, can you get more performative than writing with a quill? That's like the most impractical thing to write with. Why do I own one? I don't know. You can analyze the irony of that on your own time, okay? But like, the only other person that I know is known for writing with a quill is, oh yes, the pinnacle of sexuality, Harry Potter. Jesus Christ, man. Is this the aesthetic we're going for here? Is it, really? To be fair, if we're talking about Harry Potter, Henry does look like the type of guy to have hog warts. You get it? Because he's got warts on his hog. You know, like Hogwarts, the place where they study magic. That's so dumb. I don't want to diagnose Henry or anything, but I wouldn't be shocked. Or maybe that's why House is such an inspiration for him.
You may not like it, but you're gonna survive. My name is House.
I haven't even mentioned that this video makes no sense. Read it backwards, he says. Waste and never is someone loving. Hashtag hopeless romantic. This guy's honestly one strum on the guitar away from being the full-on pick-me package. Holy shit. And these are still, like, just the generic performative ones. We haven't even got to the ridiculous ones yet. Oh, what's going on? Where am I? God, what a great callback to the Pick Me video we did earlier this season, guys. Also, if you saw that video, you're way more likely to know that this guy is the performative final boss. Like, those guys literally called themselves Golden Retriever Boys and pranced around topless. Henry, on the other hand, has decided to put out these weird emotional mating calls. That's essentially what this is. And what? He just hopes that his future wife will see it and decide to marry him. That tactic might work if you're trying to, I don't know, hunt ducks. Not human beings. I don't think mating calls work on people. Let me put it like this. If Henry was trying to hunt ducks rather than hunt women, he'd probably look like something like this. Oh man, how did that not work? That's so dumb. But you get my point. And do you know what me and a hunting dog have in common? Apart from having to be separated from the couch cushions. Too much humping. No, it's that we both can't resist a nice tasty hot dog. Are you a hot dog stand? Because you make my hot dog stand. Okay. What a left turn that was. Is bro's ideal woman just Joey Chestnut? Henry, bro, we do not need to be hearing about your hot dog. Oh my god, Henry's Hot Dogs. The only hot dog stand that will insult you if you politely turn them down. Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but I gotta say, you're so beautiful. Can I interest you, oh, it's okay if not, but can I interest you in a free Henry's Hot Dog?
Oh, that's really sweet, but actually I have a boyfriend, sorry, but I'm sure that there's someone else who—
Fuck you, you're ugly anyway. Did you really think I was gonna give you my hot dog? You wish. Sorry, but we all have met someone like that, and I gotta say, this guy screams nice guy until you reject him. Okay, sorry, I don't know, Henry, that's an unfair assumption to make, but that's what you get when you talk about your erections on Instagram. I don't make the rules. But, you know, Henry hasn't always been as desperate to resort for begging for people to take a lick of his hot dog. No, you may have seen Henry from his most viral clip where he swears that he's just not like other guys. Can we think of another way to make babies? I don't want to do that. Oh my god, I don't even need to give any commentary on that one. I think that just speaks volumes. Like, what? But see, guys, you know, Henry's different, man. He doesn't want sex. You know, he wants personality, you know, intellect, connection. All his mating calls aren't about sex, okay? He's a nice guy. See? Sex is really nothing to me. I can go forever without it. I need emotional connection. I don't want to hear how handsome you think I look, or how I've got the veiniest dick. Tell me something about my thought process. Why do you think I'm a good person to be around, and what makes me who I am? Sorry, hold on. We gotta rewind. Or how I've got the veiniest dick? That was oddly specific. What? Why has he slipped that in? No pun intended. Okay, you know what? Benefit of the doubt. He slipped up a bit there. You know, the mask has its cracks. But, Henry, mate, last chance, right? Lock in. If boobs were filled with chocolate milk, you'd have to use a pry bar to get me off. You'd have to use a pry bar to get me off. Ladies, I think this might be a threat from Henry. You know, he's saying that the only thing stopping him from transforming into a medieval leech and latching himself onto any breastfeeding woman he sees in public is that they aren't chocolate flavoured. Fuck's sake. Imagine you're his wife and you're pregnant. Babe, please, come on, just one more, I'm starving. No, man, you're milking me dry here. Like, you're seeing now what I mean when Henry's a bit... Because how is this the same guy who wanted another way to make babies because he didn't want to do that? Make up your mind, man. Right, there are somehow worse ones, but I want to go back to the more subtle performative videos for now. We'll circle back before we go off the deep end. Too early. Imagining him setting the camera down and stuff is hilarious to me. Like, he seriously put that outfit on, did his hair specifically for the video, set up the camera in this aesthetic library, and is now sat on the stairs writing with a quill. That's the most over-the-top thing I've ever seen. And it's not like he's just done this as a one-off. He's been doing this consistently for years. You've got to say, he's dedicated to the character, if it even is a character, but it's a performance in the very least. Like, just imagine him like, okay, got to set the camera, okay, yeah, looking good, okay, make sure we pose. Yeah, okay, oh, yeah, pretend to be writing, pretend that we're writing, looking cool, thinking about stuff. If you're a subscriber, you'll be well aware of the acronym phenomena that these female validation deprived guys seem to love to use. Well, more proof that Henry is the performative male final boss is that he's also gotten onto that trend. I don't even want to know what that means. What is that? Just a Welsh word? I'm just so disappointed in Henry, you know. I'm nearly as disappointed as when I saw that we didn't hit #1 on the hype leaderboard. That's right, everybody. Make sure you smash that hype button. What am I doing? Performing, I guess. Irony. Like, content creation as a whole is always a kind of performance, but some take it further than others. Like, Henry is obviously performing to try and generate a female audience. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. In theory, it just seems a bit dishonest to me. Especially when he's saying how sensitive and anti-sexual he is. And then the next minute, he's trying to sell you his hot dog or milk you like a cow. Stay away from my udders, Henry. Please. Like, what homeless romantic is saying all this on Instagram Reels? And also, if they were to scream his name, they just sound like Horrid Henry's mum. That might be way too British of a reference for you guys. But you get my point. Henry is clearly desperate for female validation. And bro, is posing in a library, pretending to write in Anne Frank's diary, gonna achieve true love for you? Probably not. Henry, you might need one of these because your mating calls are not working. And trust me, there are some way more sexually explicit ones I haven't even included in the video because frankly, I don't feel like reading those out. But don't worry, there are plenty more silly ones for us to look at. No one wants to hear about how your bum cheeks taste, man. Are you sure that it's a birthmark on your ass? Or is it something like, I don't know, lupus?
We gonna cure everyone in the world. I got my cane. I got my crew. My name is House. I'm in the house.
Just 3 words are enough to change someone's life. It only takes 3 words to change someone's life. Alright, care to give us an example? You're under arrest. What are you doing in here? Oh, I see what you did there. That is 3 words that would change your life. Very clever. Shut up! You're under arrest because you stole Anne Frank's diary and then snuck into a breastfeeding class dressed as a baby. It was a waste of time anyway. They weren't even chocolate. Oh. Got a package for you guys anyway. Henry is a great example of what a performative male is. He engineers everything he does, says, puts out there so that it's what he thinks women want to see and hear. And honestly, it does come off as disingenuous. Bro needs to listen to his own thumbnails. Look, I've made an example of Henry today, but that's just because he posts his performances online. Like I said, it's like putting a mating call out there. But there are thousands of guys out there, like him, that don't post. I actually know people like Henry in real life. And I think that the rise in these guys is due to the fact that in today's society, women are no longer limited in their options. Like, on average, women are way more educated than men, more driven, more successful. So they have the ability to pick and choose who they end up with. So now guys are learning that they have to put in some effort if they want to, you know, be in a relationship. So that either turns the lonely guys into incels who just give up trying to better themselves, or it goes the other direction and they end up like Henry, who tries a little bit too hard. My advice, lads, relax. You know, just live your life. Posting intellectual thirst traps with cheesy captions on Instagram is not going to lead you to finding the love of your life. Imagine explaining that as the story of how you met. Oh, well, you know, I just saw this video that he posted where it was captioned about how he had these weird marks on his bum cheeks, and there and then I knew he was the one. Not exactly romantic. So yeah, the only thing that posting this shit is gonna do is lead to idiots like me with big mouths making fun of you for it. And yes, I do appreciate the irony that the most performative thing you technically could do is make fun of other performative men. But I'm just being honest, alright? None of this is a performance. Well, I mean, some of it is.
My name is House, knock on my door.
But Henry isn't harming anyone, he's just embarrassing himself, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's Henry who's gonna get a slap across the face when a girl who falls for his Harry Potter facade discovers that his hot dog is in fact riddled with Hogwarts. But what do I know?
My name is House, knock on my door. I'ma kill you like you ain't never been killed before. My name is House. You may not like it, but you gonna survive. My name is House. We gonna cure everyone in the world. I got my cane. I got my crew. My name is House. I'm in the house.